earlier today, I harvested some cauliflower out of these 2 beds. I need to put something else in there, and I thought these bush beans would be pretty good. They're these pencil pod yellow wax beans. They have a 54-day cycle, so I'm here at the end of June, and so I'm thinking like end of August into September, I'm gonna get some beans, maybe earlier. And so you'll see, I cut this cauliflower. Now, I don't pay attention to plant spacing. I am definitely one of those that's aggressive in an urban environment about plant spacing. The row space here on these beans is 24, it's 2 feet. You can see that would mean I would have to plant like 2 beans, but I think I can get away with more. So I'm gonna try to get a bean here. I'm gonna get a bean right here, and then I'm gonna get a bean here-ish. So I'm gonna get 3 beans here. I'm gonna take my dibber, and it has about a 1-inch seed. So I'm gonna dib this because I've learned my lesson on the Dib Master 2000. I'm gonna get this a little bit more over this way. And you know, I feel like this is what my grandparents had for eating all the time. I love these beans. They're pretty good. The cool thing about beans as a second crop, and I am gonna do 2 here because I wanna make sure they germinate, and I am so close to my raised bed that unlike the 3 sisters, I'm just gonna do 2. With the 3 sisters, I had less beans. With this, I have more. So I'm gonna go ahead and do beans. What I like about these beans too, these kind of beans and green beans, is like they're good eating, they're kind of easy to eat. Oh, got a weed. Well, sorry. I'm getting rid of the word weed and replacing it with, I have a plant that I don't want there. I think that's more appropriate. Maybe that means that I'm poke. But I'm gonna just go ahead and water these. And again, like what's gonna remind me that I have them there is the fact that I have that cauliflower there, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I cut that cauliflower, what happened to those beans? But again, they germinate real fast. So it is gonna rain tonight. And then you'll see over here, I have the same thing. Pull these weeds out of here. So I'm not gonna put one there. This is some yarrow that grew, which I really like. I do this, this vine plant I wanna move. I'm not sure what this plant that I'm pulling is, but I am pulling it out because I'm not 100% sure what it is. It's got a big old taproot. So I'm gonna pull this because I'm gonna plant beans here. And then I'm also gonna pull this dill on the corner, but I'm gonna leave that dill there. I got some chaos dill here, so I'm gonna leave that dill there. It's doing nice. I'm gonna pull this dill out. And you'll notice these are my compost baskets that are in my garden, and I'm really aggressive how close I go to them, but I do like to pull. This vine will go, so I always like to pull this vine away. So by pulling the vine away, the bush beans are kind of gonna push against them. So I think what I can get away with, this is like a type of clover, I think I can get away with one here right next to the cauliflower, and then maybe one kind of in the middle here. And I think what I'll do is I'll save this for maybe put a flower in here. So again, I'm gonna get 3 here. And I know I put my finger in there, which is pretty good. I'm just gonna make sure I've got the dib depth. And I'm gonna go ahead and put those in. And again, I'm doing 2, and then what I'll do is if 2 come up, I'll thin them. Beans they're pretty easy to germinate. They have a high, the reason I'm doing 2 on these 2 is that these I bought like I think 2 or 3 years ago, so they may not germinate. So I'm a little bit concerned about that. When I'm not concerned about germination, then I definitely am gonna just do 1. I remember the first time I ever watched a video on thinning carrots, and I thought the woman was crazy because she was this awesome gardener. Can't remember her name, but she's thinning carrots, right? As you do, right? And I was like, oh my God, you're killing all those plants. Now I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna plant like 10 things, and then I'm gonna pull 9 out so that I have 1 good one. Gardening. And then over here, you'll see, I do have some room, and I'm gonna go ahead. You know, why not? You know, I've got the space, so I've got a nasturtium here, and I've got a pepper here, and then this is a marjoram that's going to flower, and then I've got a cucumber. I'm gonna go ahead and just put one right in the middle here. This is a sunflower I'm allowing to grow. I might pull that, but I'm gonna go ahead and, again, it's just about finding those spaces in your garden that you can get more plants and you know, stuff that you like to eat. It's always nice. water that, and then I'm gonna just look over here for another spot. I thought I had one. Yeah, I might. So I'm gonna leave all this. I've got a loofah over here. I already planted a guy there. And then, oh yeah, so I wanna try one on the ground. I've got this little spot by this liatris. And again, like, sometimes it's just about finding little holes. So what I did is over here, I had pulled this comfrey out. I think this is comfrey, it might be borage. I had pulled some of these plants here out, and this is I believe it's a prairie blazing star. It is liatris. I'm not sure exactly which blazing star it is. It's a Corey blazing star, and I believe this is lupin. So I want all this to stay, but I think a good spot, like right kind of here-ish, I think that would be a good spot for this beans. So I'm gonna go ahead, actually, you know what? I'm gonna go on the edge. I know it's gonna butt out a little bit, but I think that'll be good. I'm gonna go on the edge, find a spot. There you go. So I'm gonna go around the garden. I'm gonna find some other like nice spots to put this, and you know, hopefully have like, you know, 1,000 beans to eat in September.